Hello, my name is Carlos Adrián Pérez Hurtado, and after reading the book Elon Musk that I took from the Padlet of final books for this semester by Ashley Vance, I found it quite intriguing and interesting the way in which the author approaches the life of a businessman through interviews with Elon Musk, where he speaks from how his childhood was to what it's like to be the wealthiest man in the world today based on solving the problems that humanity has today. Also, according to the author, what helped Elon Musk made him the billionaire person he is that he asked himself the right questions and managed to pull all his work together in an exceptional way so that he will help to have a very positive impact on the world. Also, something that I found really fascinating along the book and all this character is that he does not really seek to draw the world attention through addictive applications or prey with marketing by action that he does not help society, but rather his goal is to solve problems that over the time people have sought to improve the place where they live. Problems not only on a personal level, but really their goal is to solve problems from creating autonomous electric cars like Tesla that reduce the carbon footprint on the planet to creating a global space internet service called Starlink. And speaking more specific about the author of the book, who is Ashley Vance, is a South African author and business columnist, as well as a technology writer from Bloomberg, and also he worked with the New York Times. He says that when he started working on the Musk biography, he refused to help, but Vance continued to work for 18 months and complete more than 200 interviews. And after seeing this, Musk had a change of heart and sat down for several conversations. Also, another thing that Vance mentioned that this book was possible because of the demonstration of the respect, determination, and perseverance that Musk has, not only in his personal life but also in his business projects. Once I read the book, I began to dig deeper into the Elon Musk life, and I realized that when the book was published in 2015, Elon Musk had a net worth of 10 million euros, and Tesla was selling around 15,000 cars a year. And SpaceX has recently announced Starlink, that is a global space internet service to connect all the people around the world, no matter if he do not have the money to pay a internet service. Also, now it's amazing that what he has added to his wealth. Elon Musk is now the wealthiest man on the planet, worth 300 billion of euros. Tesla is selling more than 10 times more cars, 15,000 cars per year. And SpaceX has not only put more than 1,000 Starlink satellites into orbit, but has carried dozens of astronauts into space. And I think it is important to emphasize that when we think of a billionaire like Musk, it comes to our mind that he was born on a wealthiest family and that his family inherited what he owns today. However, he was born in South Africa in a family with familiar problems, where he did not have a good relationship with his father, and the bullying he received at school. However, something that I take from this book is that his desire was to learn and continue learning. And like he mentioned it, he grew up with books to such an extent that he learned to program at the age of 10, and and at 12 years old he programmed his first program called Brastar, which he sold for $500. And from that he continued creating new things that solve the people's problem. Mm, Now he has created a lot of companies. Also, something that I take from the book is that we must always do what we enjoy, be most regardless of what others says about us. An example was when he began to stand out academically, and this allowed him to be accepted at the University of Pennsylvania to study economics and physics. And from there, he was admitted for a PhD in physics and at Stanford. Despite that, and what people will say when he dropped out from the PhD at Stanford, he decided to go out and start his first big business that we know as PayPal, and the rest is history. Throughout this book, he mentioned that most of his success has been based on asking himself the right question. For this reason, he realized that the question he wanted to answer was not to do a doctorate or be the best of his class or something like that, but how the future of the internet will evolve, how to prevent the human race from exterminating itself, and how to develop on other planets to prevent it from disappearing the species. Also, something very interesting is that we tend to focus on answering questions that do not get to the essence of the problem. But Musk is a great example of why we should dedicate ourselves to understanding the problem first, and from there dedicate ourselves to creating solutions. The way this is related to the crisis that we must always focus our efforts on finding solutions to the problems that the population has to survive, such as creating electric cars, do not pollute, implementing solar panels, and that kind of stuff. Also, the Boring Company creating tunnels in Los Angeles to reduce the traffic and and all that kind of stuff. The key to success, according to Elon Musk, is in discipline and willpower, in being proactive, with above all in working hard day after day, so that one day we can achieve what we want. That's why I find out interesting when he talk about the concept of success through determination. And a very absurd example that Elon Musk says was when his wife stood him at that an ice cream parlor, but decided that even if she didn't want to eat ice cream with him, if she liked ice cream, then he will have it straight away to her. If it really is something that matters to you and is worth it, then you should try to achieve it, no matter it is your girlfriend, something professional, or your personal life. You need to try it and try to achieve it. Or put all your effort in on that direction. Most of the book talks about how overcoming yourself by achieving the goals you set for yourself. For example, in my career, the goal I have is to create my own construction company. Uh, my own construction company dedicated to various landfills, for example, land routes to horizontal and vertical buildings. Right in this part of the book, Elon Musk mentioned that if we want our effort to have the best possible result, we must start by choosing a goal that interests us and then we want to achieve. And from there, make all our projects to go in that direction. For example, all the companies he had created over the years solve a population trouble. For example, PayPal, which allow online transactions to be safer and faster, and is the reason why so many businesses have been able to develop online. SpaceX is lowering costs of transporting materials and people into space, thereby bringing the possibility of space travel closer and, and cheaper. Tesla, that all of us know, has allowed us to see that we can drive cars without harming the environment, or at least reduce it in the future if we get electricity for cars from renewable sources. And the one that I was mentioning before, the Boring Company, it is very related with my major, in this case, civil engineering, because he's drilling holes in Los Angeles to show us that the traffic can go underground and be much more efficient and effective. And it is something that it will be a boom in the civil engineering field because no one has done that before, and will be very interesting how the Boring Company will be in a couple of years. Neuralink is the way we communicate with the mind without the need of to use words or write text. And for this reason, we always have to set ourselves a goal, whether personal or professional, and make all our projects to go there, to go in that direction. For example, Elon Musk mentioned that his current goal is to eliminate death, that is to increase longevity and life quality. And to do this, he begins by offering the information that allow us to be more effective through these summaries. And in conclusion, Musk has forever left his mark as one of the most important promoters of space exploration, innovation in electric cars, and the use of solar energies, such as Solar City. And at the same time, it motivates us that if you dream big and and act without fear, as he says in his book, we will be surprised at what we can do. For example, how it is mentioned in the book, Musk's passion was to save humanity from his own destruction, and for now he's fulfilling it. And this the goal he put in his life, how I mentioned before, is to eliminate death, eliminate death, and bringing the humanity a new opportunity to find new ways to get into these projects, and that is something I find very interesting, and Elon Musk will be a very one of the most important promoters of this kind of fields. Thank you.